Right, guys. So basically, what I do is when I start my system, very first thing I do is change the power plan. I also use Mobility Center as well. I'm using two monitors, guys. So I've got an AOC monitor and I've got a gaming monitor. So on this one, you can see that's using a different power plan. Well, I don't need to change it because the power plan's already changed. Um, Next thing I need to do is start up Steam. And once Steam is up, the other thing I need to do is I've got this thing I call DS for Windows. If you don't know what this is when you want to map your controller. I use something for my resolution as well. So this is going to change the resolution. Oh yeah, the other thing is you can't actually use you can't play games properly with your PS5 DualSense controller if you are using Steam in the background. So if Steam is open in the background for whatever reason, you need to change it. Right, guys, I'm going to change my, once I change my power plan, I know I said I did change it, but the thing is, it's not on the actual power plan that I want it on. It's on the minimum. So I think that's why the screen is low. So let me change it to maximum. Oh, I didn't change the screen. Should have changed the screen to bright, like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The whole basis is this. This is the edit button has this touch. Okay, so this thing here, this is a DualSense controller. That's a PS5 gamepad. So what I do the PS5 gamepad is I can map it with this with the DualSense. That's DS for Windows. Can either apply, cancel, or save. I'm just gonna say cancel because I have it the way I want it. You can create different profiles and select the profile you want when you're playing a game. So I normally just put it on. I can put it on PS4, but a lot of games I've noticed on Steam do use the Xbox 360. So if you're wondering how do you get Xbox 360, well, it's in the settings somewhere around here, but it's definitely in here, and I think I need to expand this. And where it says device options, you'll notice that it says DS for Windows, DS4 controller, that's the PlayStation 4 controller, DualSense controller support, that's the PS5, Switch Pro and Joy-Con, that's obviously a Nintendo controller. For the actual profile of Xbox 360, I think it was already there. I'm pretty sure it was here someplace. I'm pretty sure it was there because I didn't make this. You understand? I didn't just write it down like Xbox 360. I didn't just write that name down. This I had to write that down. PS4, but that I didn't write down. I don't remember how I got that. All I know is that I looked somewhere around in these program thingies. I don't know where I might have seen it. So anyway, back to the whole thing. It does show the control as a dual sense. Shows how it's connected, which is the wire, which is USB. Shows the battery level, which is 100%, and it shows the selected profile, which is Xbox 360. And the whole reason for that is because some of the games that I might be testing today, I believe Xbox 360 works better than the PS4. There's a program that I wanted, but it hasn't started up the way it should have started up. I'm just opening up File Explorer. I'm just gonna expand that. Go to desktop. Desktop is where I keep all my stuff. I know it's blank here because look, if I click here and I go to view and then I say show desktop icons, you're gonna see the whole screen filling up. You see it's too full. You understand? It's too full. I can't use it like this. I can't. There's some icons all the way over here, and Steam Deck uses the 800 by 1280. You understand? But if I use the other monitor, I can see all these icons properly. The other monitor is a gaming monitor. It's the one using the 1920 by 1080. So I'm just showing you guys why I don't use the show desktop icons. There's too many of them. That's why I'm using the Explorer, because Explorer, as you know, everything's in here. It's nice, and you can actually change the way it looks if to bigger views, and like bigger images if I wanted to. Right, I've got two power control panels. The one control panel has 49 watts, the other one's got 35. I actually prefer the 35 watt one because it's, to me, it just does what I need it to do. And Steam Deck can't actually go up to 49 watts anyway. I think Steam Deck can do 35. I think 35 is maximum on Steam Deck. But I do have two power control panels. This one, I don't know why that's not changing. It's saying 2 cores. I can't have that on 2 cores. I don't know why that's happening. Right, it's gonna change this thingy. It's gonna change that back to 35. The reason is the unpacking of cores was on 2. I can't have 2 cores. There's a lot of programs on the Steam Deck that use more than 2 cores. Anyway, so processor says 4000. That's 4 gigahertz. GPU integrated graphics 400. This does go all the way up to 23, which is 2.3 gigahertz. This goes up to 50. It goes up to 50 watts. Wow. I'm totally amazed. You know what? I hadn't checked on this. It goes up to 50 watts, right? I didn't know that. Steam Deck can only go up to 1.6, which is that one, 1600, 1.6. But the fact is, I put it on the maximum. Why do I put maximum? Because I want this to be overclocking the Steam Deck. I'm just setting that at 50. Not to say that it will change this. It won't change this because you can actually add. If I wanted a 50 watt, I could add it. I've got 10 watts or 35 watts. If I go into the 10 watts here, battery values 10, 10, 10, 400, 1.1 gigahertz, 2 cores, docked, the same thing, 2 cores. I'm just clicking save so I don't change anything. This is 35 watts. As you can see, it's 2100 because this won't go up above 2100. I set it to 4000. It does go up to 5 gigahertz, but for what I know is Steam Deck can't do 5000. Why do I set it at 4000? Well, I believe the Steam Deck can do actually 4 gigahertz. It's an unclocked CPU. It's not a clocked CPU. The Steam Deck CPU is unclocked. You understand? An unclocked CPU can be pushed further. For anyone who's listening, overclocking means pushing your computer, your MacBook, your PC, your laptop, whatever it is, AO Neo, your Rogue Ally. Overclocking is pushing it to the maximum. The Steam Deck can actually go up to 4 gigahertz. That's 4000. That's 4 gigahertz. How do I know this? Well, I did a bit of research. These were in the early days last year when Steam Deck was out and people were trying to see how much they could, push the Steam Deck to. The Steam Deck can go up to 3.5 gigahertz. Everyone knows that. But it can actually go up to 4 gigahertz. And people don't know this. That's the problem with people. They're like, Steam Deck can only do 3.5. Some people say 2.8. A lot of people don't realize that the Steam Deck is not set at 2.4 gigahertz. It's actually set at 2.8 gigahertz. And nobody knows that. And then people don't realize that the Steam Deck can be over a turbo boost for Steam Deck with 3.5 gigahertz. But then the other thing people don't realize is that Steam Deck CPU is unlocked. So it actually goes up to 4 gigahertz. I know it's crazy, but anyway, I set this at 35 watts, and then unpacking, of course, 4. Like I said, unpacking, of course, is basically, if I wasn't gaming, I'll set this to 2. You can't set this to 1 because the Steam Deck's got a lot of things going on in the background. Look at all the programs I got. I've got Explorer. I've got a lot of stuff going on in the background. I'm also multitasking. I've got Steam in the background. I've got File Explorer. I've got Power Control Panel. On the other monitor, I've got the resolution. I've got Mobility Center. I've got DS4 Windows, the mapping emulator that I'm using. You understand? So one core wouldn't cut it for the Steam Deck. I think it'll be stuttering. What do they call it when it gets hot and then it starts buckling on itself? It gets slow. You just mess up your Steam Deck. It's not a good idea to put 1 here. Put 2. So at least if you're not gaming, you're just watching a few videos. You're not doing anything with your Steam Deck. Maybe a bit of browsing, watching your YouTube video or movies. Yeah, you can put 2 cores because 2 cores means Two cores is dual core, so that's fine. But this is quad core, and I need it on quad core because I need this to do what I wanted to do, which is to game. I'm not doing this, for any other reason. So the 10 watts, like I said, 10 watts. This one is set to the lowest. As I said, I'm packing, of course. Do not put this on one. Put this on two at least, or three. But two, I think, is normal because two is dual. There's still a lot of CPUs out there in the world that use dual core. So I believe that two cores is okay. That's normal. Three cores is fine. Four cores, quad core is a bit much because I feel like the battery as well. You're killing the battery. So I mean, it's not really killing the battery, but like I said, I got the default profile is 10 watts. Active profile is 35 watts. Now, what's the difference between these two? That means the Steam Deck is fluctuating between 10 watts and 35. I don't think it ever reaches 35 watts, but the whole point of overclocking, as I've said, the whole point is to push the Steam Deck to its maximum. You're trying to push the Steam Deck so it goes to its maximum. This is the overclocking, so that is utilization that's RAM. This temperature is obviously for the CPU, or if you're gaming, this 58 degrees will go higher. It's saying maximum right now is 76 degrees, 0.8 Celsius. Average is 62.3 degrees Celsius. Minimum is 56.8 degrees Celsius. The clock itself is saying 1.6. It's fluctuating. It's actually going between. It's actually fluctuating between 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.49. It's okay. Let's say 1.4, 1.49, or 1.5. It's going all the way up to 2 gigahertz. But this will go higher because I'll be playing games soon. Right. It does say AMD custom APU 0405. Code name is Van Gogh. It's got a lot of stuff in here. You see the base frequency. Like I've been saying, the base frequency for the Steam Deck is 2.8 gigahertz, not 2.4. So a lot of people don't realize that. It's 2.8. Real-time frequency says 1.8, but it fluctuates 1.7, 1.9 gigahertz. Enabled cores, it does say 8, which is, I don't know. The thing about this is that I think the way this is designed, this, because it does say number of cores is 4 and logical process is 8. So that 8 is 8 threads, and then the 4 is 4 cores. So obviously the way this system was built wasn't built for the Steam Deck. You understand? This overclocking thing, this utility that I'm using right now was not designed for Steam Deck. It was designed for something else. So that's why I'm saying I feel like that's why it fluctuates, and that's why it kind of shows cores that you know it's a quad core machine, right? I've moved everything to my second monitor. I got everything going the way I want it. I'm gonna go back into Steam, and in Steam I'm gonna look at, like I said, I always go to demos first to see what's going on. Um, you know, they've been recently updating this. I mean, they've added different categories, they've added different game sections, they've added, if you like open worlds. I like the way the direction Steam is going in. It's like they're offering you everything you want, but in a different format. Right? So this is strange because Steam Deck is still unavailable. And the dock, you can buy the dock for £63 if you want it, but the Steam Deck is unavailable. Wow. I mean, it's probably available. I'm just saying, I don't see it like where it is. Right. So what I do in here is I just come into this is the top sellers. Battlefield Remastered, Dave the Diver, FI23, Aliens Dark Descent, Forever Skies, 6 Days in Fallujah. I don't know what this one is. Trails, Riviera into Trey Peng 2. That one they said works on Steam Deck. It might be working on the Steam OS. I've tested. I don't know if maybe. I don't know if it works on Windows. I'm not sure. I don't know what this is. It says Greed of Man. I wonder. You know what? I think this is a new Battle Royale game, because I remember seeing a Battle Royale game that was supposed to come out last year. Let me jump into this. This is called Greed of Man. Don't know what this is. Right, guys. So that's called Greed of Man. I've, you know what? Actually, it's not the game I was thinking about. There's another game. It's a battle royale type game, but this is not the one that I was thinking. It's coming out 10 July 2023. So it's a brand new game. I wonder if this. Okay, it's not a free to play. It's costing $16.24. £16 24 pence. In America, that probably be more than 16. Let's see. It's a MMO, so it's a multiplayer, online PvP, online co-op. I'm trying to find NVIDIA GeForce GTX 260, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660, 1 gigs of VRAM. Right, guys. So basically, it's saying graphic-wise, you need an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 260 with 256 megabytes. So we all know that Steam Deck can actually go as low as that. It does do 256 megabyte. If you go into the BIOS, if you want to change it to that, I don't think you need to change. I'm just saying it actually goes all the way down to this. Steam Deck can do 256 megabyte, 512 megabyte, 1 gigabyte, which is the normal on the UMA, that's the VRAM, and then it goes up to 2 gigs of VRAM, and then it goes to 4 gigs. I'm using 4 gig, and this one is actually saying NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660, AMD Radeon HD 7870, 1 gig. It's saying RT Radeon HD 5670, 256 megabyte, Intel HD graphics 4600. So if you got integrated graphics, you got a 4600 HD, Intel HD, this game will work. So Intel HD 4600, that's like a Microsoft Surface Pro. I'm gonna say a Pro 4 maybe, a Pro 5. I think Pro 5s are slightly better. They use the Intel HD 520s or something. But I'm just saying that this will work on an Intel HD laptop. You can play this game. I mean, I don't even know what this is. What's this? A battle royale? What do you do in this? Because even in the trailer, it's just showing a lot of people against one person, and I'm like, oh, is this like battle royale type squads? Because this might be a squad. Look, it looks like a squad type of game. Anyway, it says mostly positive 85. 85 people have, since it came out yesterday, 85 people have reviewed it. It says, oh, sorry, mostly negative. So I thought it was positive. Early access action adventure simulation. I don't know. I was just looking at that. I was just wondering, is that positive or what? Right. The game I like to play is 6 Days in Fallujah. That looks like a squad type game. I'm just looking for anything that's new. There's Pure Sniper. That's a free to play game. I don't know. There's another game here called A Bad Day for a Hangover. It's a free to play game. Then Magic Craft. That's a free to play game as well. There's another game called, I don't know what this is. Home Sweet Home. All right, guys. You know what? These look like new games. So instead of me talking about them, I'm gonna jump into one by one, playing the trailer. I don't know what's happening. I think this song. I don't know. This sound thing is so weird. The way it just
Now
goes.
connected to Geotrans.
You see, and the sound comes back. This is crazy. Right. So it's a sniper. This is a free-to-play game, sniper game. It's called Pure Sniper. That's the second trailer. Right, gonna go for the other games. It's sometimes it changes the games. Let's see what this one is. It says a bad day for Hangover.
Talking with my honey the other day. My Pablo honey. I said to her, I said, Pablo honey, I said, you go to my head. I was talking with my honey the other day. My Pablo honey. I said to her, I said, Pablo honey, I said, you go to my head. My radio head. Okay, computer. When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the heck am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body and a matching soul. I want you to notice when I'm not here. You're so freaking special. I wish I was special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. No, 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 no.
It says it's a single player. It says it's a single player. Full controller support. And it's called A Bad Day for a Hangover. I mean, it looks interesting. It looks interesting, but the thing is about me is the fact that I do prefer a game. I do prefer a game that I can actually play with other people, because a game like that is gonna make me get. I mean, it's gonna get boring quick. I mean, it's.
Makes you happy. Whatever you.
You see, it's. I mean, it's got good graphics. That's what I'm saying. I'm impressed by the graphics, but then the problem is if it's a single player, then how many times am I actually gonna play it? You get what I'm saying? So I might actually enjoy it. It says sober, then it says health. So I think you need to keep drinking. It's a drinking kind of game. It's like it says 8 user reviews, 20 June 2023, survival. I don't know what this is. Generation robots action. All right. So I think you got to drink in the game. I mean, not drink physically, but like it's a survival game. You know, most games you go out looking for food, but in this one, it seems it's apparent that you need to go around drinking in order to survive. Right, guys, this game is called Magic Craft. It says Slay to Win. Says there's a PC version, which is obviously Steam. Get it on Google Play, App Store, and, well, okay, PC version. I don't know what that means. Maybe it means going to the website and downloading it. So, you know, it says Steam, Apple, and then Google. Right, guys. This game is called Magic Craft. It came out on the 21st of June, 2023. So it's quite new. It only came out last month. It says it's got mixed reviews of 15. Just gonna type in the name. Like I said, if I don't type in the name, I forget the names. What I mostly do with these games is I'll select a name for the game and then I'll just put it out there. It says Action MOBA PvP Fantasy Multiplayer. It's a online PvP cross-platform multiplayer. So this is a multiplayer game. So I'm thinking this is gonna be kind of interesting, as people with as people with an iPhone could probably play this game, and then basically it's just gonna be like, you know, I don't know, like it's anybody who's playing this on an iPhone can play with you. So it might be interesting, you know. I mean, the amount of players could be many, right? So this is probably going to be a game that lives longer than most games. You understand? Because of the way it's been done. I mean, it's available on an Android phone. So so many people download this. All right, guys. That's called Magic Craft. I'll probably make another video of this, but a shorter one. Right, this is the second trailer. Right. The only reason I paused it says Activity Heroes Ruins Clang Mail. I think Runes is like is that like magic stuff? Then Clangs like who, you know, you can create squads. Heroes, there must be different kind of heroes. I don't know what the activity is. Then mail, then create lobby, create group, play. It's got some stuff in the top here. It's got Iron League, so you've got leagues. It's got levels as well, and then obviously the amount of people you're playing with. And this is a free-to-play game, guys, so you have to remember one thing. It's free-to-play. It's available on iPhone, App Store, Play Store, which is Google, which is Android. It's also got a PC version, so that means people will download this on like a website, can play it, and it's available on Steam. So what I'm saying is longevity of this game is guaranteed, because obviously if adults are not playing this, there'll be so many other people will be playing this. Look, I haven't played the game. It's Magic. I like anything that's got people in it, and like I said, I like multiplayer. It's a different style for me. I like the shooting games, but obviously FPS games, first person shooters, but Magic is also good. Right. So the one thing I was looking for is like, does it support the gamepad? This isn't actually showing that. It just says online PvP cross-platform multiplayer. As Steam is learning about this game, so it's a new game basically. But I wish it's called Magic Craft. I wish there was some. I don't know. I wish there was like an option for gamepad, because I'm not one for, you know, for these mouse thing. This game is called N-Age Awakening. There's no sound to it. Wow, this is really old. It's an old game, and this came out this year. Like, why would anyone make something like this? This looks like 1990 type of game. I was just like, no, I would never. Look, we're all different, but I would not play a game like that. I'm just saying, you get a Steam Deck for a reason. I mean, if you want to play games, I'm pretty sure you can, have it somewhere else. I'm adding games that I find interesting to my library, like Magic Craft. I found it interesting. This one's called Home Sweet Home Online. It came out last month on the 22nd, so it's a brand new game. No, that was strange. That was really strange. There was no actual fighting in the game. Like, where's all the fighting? Right, this game is called Home Sweet Home Online, or HSH Online. I don't know why this does this. When you're doing this, you get what I'm saying. It's like I'm trying to type, and then it's doing its own thing. It's doing whatever it wants to do. Right. So this game came out on 22nd of June 2023. It's got mixed reviews of 746. It says strategy, action, survival horror, survival. It's free to play. It's online PvP, online co-op, in-app purchases. So this is a multiplayer, guys. But I don't know if it supports controller. I'm actually curious enough to download this. So it's 21.68 gigabytes. I'm curious enough just to download this because I'm thinking like it reminds me of Dead by Daylight, It reminds me of Dead by Daylight. The only reason I'm saying that is because of the kind of gameplay. As what I could see is, you see that those look like survivors, them lot, right? And then obviously you're like a ghost or something, or a witch. I think you're like a witch. It's got Discord, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I don't know what that one is. It's got Twitch. I don't know what those two are. Anyway, it reminds me of Dead by Daylight. The only reason is, look at that. You see, so similar to Dead by Daylight, is got a victim. Those are people running away, and I think those are like ghosts or something. And you see again, you can actually see like there he is being captured, and it also reminds me of last year. There's a game called Last Year. I do play it. I do have it on my Steam Deck, and you can actually see there. So those all look like ghosts. I'm not really sure what the game entails. Graphics: NVIDIA GeForce GTX 750 Ti, 2 gigs of VRAM. It goes all the way up to NVIDIA RTX 2060, 6 gigs of VRAM. Intel i7 7th generation or equivalent. Minimum is i5 3rd generation or equivalent. So 2 gigs of VRAM is quite good, because that means this would definitely work on Steam Deck. As you can see as well, like you see what I said, Dead by Daylight is like, it says more like this: Dead by Daylight, Sons of Forest, and Raft. I think that's Raft, the one of the sharks survival thing. So you can actually see, if I go to the, like, that's the actual game that I'm downloading right now, right? So that's Home Sweet Home Online, and look at the recommendations: Dead by Daylight, Aliens Fireteam, Fireteam Elite, new. I don't know what this one's. Smite. I think Smite is a battle royale game. The Outlast Trials, Sons of Forest, Master Jewel. I don't know what the name of this one is. It looks. What's the name of this one? Barrow Trauma. I don't know what that is. Maybe I said it wrong. Rainbow Six, Left 4 Dead 2, Stranger Z, which I played, and to be honest, it's I didn't understand the game. I think it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. Stranger Z, I think is good. It's just I didn't get the game. Revenant 2. I've got this game called Barright. I'm gonna do a test today on this. What's this one? We the People. I don't think that game's out yet. Retribution. This Fires of Rubicon Armored Core. Hell Driver 2. Right. Void Trains, Zomboid, Hunt, DayZ, Rust, Valium, Risk of Rain 2, Grounded, Rust. Why am I saying all these names? Because I'm just saying that this game, I like this game. This is called Friends v Friends. Let me just play the trailer.
So glad to see you, friend. I've got just the thing for you.
Got as many cards to play the course game. Fight against your friends with no consequence. Let's go. Shall I hear you separate? You better fight these friends. You're a time not afraid.
This game is called Friends versus Friends.
Friends vs. Friends is an FPS arena shooter, but it's got a special secret. It's also a card game. Friends vs. Friends is an FPS arena shooter, but it's got a special secret. It's also a card game. Picture yourself dropped into any number of wild locals and given a deck of cards. These aren't just any cards, though. They're magic. By playing a card, you can arm yourself with a fancy broomstick. Give you or your partner a leg up with a buck. Curse those that aim to do you harm. Some of the cards will have unexpected consequences. Basically, your cards are your powers. You can play 1v1 against your frenemy, or 2v2 against another team. Since this game is compatible with the internet, you can get matched up with people from all around the world. That means your soulmate that lives on the other side of Earth can still get your back when the cards start to fly. Choose a character and even switch them up between bouts. Oh, look at their little faces. All hungry for blood and all. Each character starts with their own special power that'll prove useful. Some cards are gonna work extra well depending on which character you've got at the shooting. I already know what you're gonna say next. Where's the power fantasy? We got that too. You'll get experience each game you play, which will increase your power level. Every time you play a match, you'll also be earning points to open booster packs. Those will get you new cards, skins, or other cosmetics. But what if you get a dupe? Friends vs. Friends is a premium game coming out this year with a metric ton of...
So basically, this game came out on 30th of May, and it came out on the 30th of May 2023. This is this year, guys. Mostly positive 3,605, and then it says recent reviews is 887, all positive reviews. So it seems like a really good game. It says arena shooter, old school, and then deck building 3D. It's only going for $5. It's online PvP, online co-op, Steam achievements, full control support, Steam leaderboards. It's got DLC as well. It's got free DLC, and it's got DLC soundtrack, and then it's got DLC deluxe edition contents. That's $7. Right. So I'm just looking at anything else to do with the game. It says about the game. So that was something else. I mean, I thought it was like squad type game, but it's apparent like, you know. Okay, graphics card required NVIDIA GeForce GTX 780. That this card, if I remember correctly, is a 4 gig. That's a 4 gig VRAM card. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070. That's 8 gigs of VRAM. Radeon RX 480 graphics. This card comes in two different versions. There's a 4 gigabyte VRAM version, and there's an 8 gigabyte VRAM version of the 480. But in terms of textures, this is not a good graphics card to get. I had this and it was not good for playing games. It's an old card and I wouldn't recommend 480. Just get yourself the GTX 1070. If you got a PC or a laptop, you'll be better off with 1070. Or even the GTX 780 is more powerful than the RX 480. Trust me, 780 is a good card. It's an old card, but it's a good card. If you've got this in a laptop or in a PC, that's a whole lot better than this. GTX 1070 also supports VR, so virtual reality, like the GTX 1060. Void Train is another good game to play. I'm just wondering about this HAL drivers, because I've never actually played this. So it's 2023.
Super Earth.
Right. You know what, guys? Wait, I'm not gonna spoil this. I'm gonna make a separate video. I just realized it's a new game. It's a brand new game, so I'm not gonna mess that up. I'm gonna make a separate video, of that on its own. What game is this one? Wait, let me see this.